American women didn't want me, so I went to the beach and got a much hotter Latina that does want me and looks way better than all these salty girls that are getting mad at all the good-looking men that are...
Welcome back, everyone. Today on Wild World Footage, we're looking at women in the West freaking out because men are joining the Passport Bros movement. Now, the first clip we're looking at explains what the Passport Bros movement is and why it's happening.
What is a passport bro? A passport bro is a man who is done with entitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West demanding provider status while offering nothing but an attitude and an OnlyFans link. Done with 50% divorce rates, false accusations, alimony, traps, and child support jails.
That escalated quickly.
Done with feminism lies. You're toxic if you want a feminine, loyal, fit, debt-free, low body count. So he grabs his passport, flies to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Ukraine, Brazil, anywhere but the US. Places where women still value men. Cook, stay slim, don't weaponize sex, and see marriage as a partnership, not a paycheck. Stats don't lie, my friends. US women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. 60+% of Western women, 18 to 30, are obese or overweight. The average Western woman, 7+ partners by the age 25, and that's backed by the CDC. 43% of U.S. men under 30 are celibate, rejected, or priced out. Foreign wives, lower divorce rates, higher happiness, traditional values, actual gratitude. Passport bros aren't running, they are upgrading. So I'm with you guys. Smarter, not weaker. West failed the men, so men left. Can't blame them.
This raises a good question. What are the pros and cons to dating a woman in the US? I'm not saying every woman is bad or not suited for marriage, but statistically speaking, marrying a woman in the West is one of the worst decisions a man can make.
This one's for the men who just say they've given up on Western women and are gonna go abroad for a woman. I understand some of your frustrations, but if you're gonna be a passport bro, there are certain downsides. First of all, you have no idea if this woman is using you for a visa or your money. You're not going to be able to have fun banter with her. She might be more feminine, but she might not feel like your best friend. She might feel more like a maid service. Number two, you're definitely going to run into some cultural differences. Is she going to be willing to give up her family, her friends, her career just to come to the States for you? You guys are also going to run into the issue of where to live. Or are you willing to move there? Passport broing is a cop-out for something that can be easily solved.
Did she really just say dating a woman in 2026 can easily be solved? Not sure if she's been on a date in the last decade, but dating a modern woman right now is a complete nightmare. It's gotten so bad that men are flying across the world to find love instead of going on a date with a local woman in the US.
Why do you think so many men are traveling overseas to find wives in other countries?
Men are traveling overseas to find wives in other countries? Why? I'm right here. I'm single. Why? I want to be married.
Right, but I'm saying, do you typically see women traveling overseas to find husbands?
If men are traveling overseas to countries that have less money and less education, it's because they want a woman who is dependent on them for their livelihood, for their resources, to have a good life. And I don't think that that is a good thing.
A lot of the men I know that go overseas to find wives are not great dudes.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, they're pervy.
Did you guys see how none of the women that were just interviewed could take any accountability for maybe, just maybe, that women are at fault for the modern dating scene being so bad?
Why do you think more men are seeking relationships overseas?
So overseas women typically is a one-man thing. You know, like say for the Muslims, for example, the only person that sees their face is their father and their husband and their mother. That's it.
So it's not like Western society where any and every chick is coming out with her ass out.
Exactly. You see, that's where it comes back to respect again. You know what I'm saying? If she has respect for you, she knows, hey, this is for my man. You don't need to see that.
Comparatively speaking, you have a lot of instant gratification here. You get dating apps and social media and all that. Everything is instant. You want to see the girl down the street naked? Get on OnlyFans. You want to go see girls with their ass out? Come down to the club any weekend night. The thing is, like you said, traditionally, you know, Eastern cultures don't do that. Men love the instant gratification, but at the same time, you have this traditional Christian set of values that everyone wants. So you want your wife to sit at home, cook, clean, and make babies. But how realistic is that nowadays? You gotta give and take. Like, you can look overseas, but at the end of the day,
The choice is pretty simple. Do you want a high mileage woman who will compare you to her previous 40 partners, or a woman who is more traditional that will make you and your future family the center of her life?
American women didn't want me, so I went to the beach and got a much hotter Latina that does want me and looks way better than all these salty girls that are getting mad that all the good-looking men that are, 35, 37 with money, she is 20 years old, by the way, are leaving behind the masculinity, leaving behind the entitlement for beautiful, feminine, submissive women.
Get your passport and stop playing. I don't understand what y'all not understanding. Get your passport. These women in America is not it. I've been back in America for about like a month now, and I'm seeing no, this is not the spot, bro. You know what I mean? I'm about to get another trip out to Europe. I'm going somewhere else, and then I'm probably gonna go to Europe, because this ain't it. These women will drain you of your happiness. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about you. All they care about is how they feel and what they want out of life.
Not around here, partner.
You know what I'm saying? And I get it. We all want certain things out of life, but what you want, your happiness, oftentimes is not even considered. You know what I mean? If I find a European woman, a woman from the Netherlands, Germany or something, I'm out of America, bro. Ain't no way I'm staying here. Nah. I done already made my mind up. No way. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all passports, man. Once you see how people treat you in them other countries, you ain't never gonna be the same. I'm telling y'all. You know what I mean? These women out here, all they trying to do is impress their friends, get what they want, you know what I'm saying? Try to get money up out of dudes and all. I be seeing it, peeping game, what's going on? No. You know what I mean? No, Y'all wake up. It ain't y'all. It's the game of America. Get up out of here, gang.
The part that's surprising to me is a man will post this, show that they're happy with their new girlfriend or wife, and then some middle-aged woman will go on TikTok and try belittling a man who found love. Here's one of these examples.
God, I love it when a passport bro tells me that I'm jealous that American men are leaving the United States and not looking at American women. Because the ones that are leaving the United States to go find themselves a bride overseas are exactly the ones that we never wanted.
So why are you complaining?
And it's really obvious here. There's two really big things that stick out. It's like the emperor's not wearing clothes. Number one, you mean to tell me, sir, you have exhausted all of your dating options, which forces you to go overseas to seek a bride who really is only interested in your American dollars. It's really that bad? You got nothing? Because women, they have options every day.
You sure about that?
That is the case for all women. All women have options because women are always going to be desired by men. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Number two, and this one is even more obvious. You mean to tell me that you can either put your life substantially on hold to go seek your overseas bride or completely abandon and pack up the life that you have here and start it somewhere else? That tells me a lot about your job. Okay, it means that whatever it is that you're doing is not that important and thus not that high paying. Okay, because if you can just quit your job, well, you don't have income coming in. If you can just up and go, that means, you probably don't have a really great work history or work ethic anyway.
Somebody should tell her that people work remote in the 21st century.
You are obviously not a business owner because small business owners cannot abandon their business, sometimes not even for a week. Someone who's really dedicated and ambitious, they're not going on long vacations or they're working during they don't have time to go seeking kitty cat in another country. If it is some sort of really important position, they're not taking the time away from their number one love. A man's number one love is his money, and he makes his money from his job. He's not taking the time away from his number one love unless that thing is really not yielding much and is that unimportant.
You gotta love when a single woman in her 40s is making TikToks as to why passport bros are in the wrong, and it's women like her that are the exact examples why men just have had enough of the modern dating scene.
Passport bros flying into Medellin, Colombia, you're not welcome anymore. Things have changed. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, immigration has started a new process. If you are a single male, non-Colombian, flying into Medellin, they're going to take your phone and they're going to look at your Tinder, your WhatsApp messages, all of your messaging apps. Photos, videos, reading your messages, translating them. So if you're coming here looking for young girls and participating in tourism, you can and will be sent back to your country of origin. This started about 2 to 3 weeks ago. The whole country has collectively been working together to try and stop this type of tourism. They don't want passport bros here. Like in every single Airbnb, I'm renting this apartment for 5 weeks. I cannot have any guests here because they don't want tourism in Colombia anymore, period. So if you're flying into Medellin, passport bros, be prepared to be deported.
The funny part is, half of her comment section is calling her out for supposedly lying. A few men even commented saying that they flew in a few days ago with no problems into Colombia.
It seemed to me like in America, it's like fashionable or trendy in a lot of women's mind to say that they have mental illnesses. And I didn't really understand it until my son came from college and said, Mom, I'm not going to date American girls because everybody either on Xanax or any psychiatric pills, everybody talk about their mental illness. Nobody thrived to be normal anymore. Everybody just ride on that crazy horse.
Get some help.
I mean, I don't like playing crazy, but I'm an addict and I've been to rehab twice, so
I don't disrespect your addict because I used to work with addicts. Just a second, I'm speaking. But I just think when you live and surround yourself by women that always talk about their mental illness and the pills they're taking, you're gonna stay in this paradigm of loop of being psycho. But if you surround yourself by women who don't talk about their mental illness and them being a mother and have to do fans and all this bullshit, then you're gonna become more normal.
You just talk out of your ass and it's like, shut the up sometimes. Just stop talking. I really feel bad for you. Like, I'm so serious. Like, you're really sabotaging yourself for no reason. Just think about shit before you say it, because it's like you're 38 and you're supposed to be at like this level of evolution to where you have more respect for yourself. If you're gonna be on fans, be on fans, but don't do this. Like, this is embarrassing. You're gonna look at this 5 years from now and you're gonna be like, oh my god, like that was embarrassing. Like, you need to take 3 hours in the mirror every day and tell yourself what you want to hear and manifest what you want, because this little you're doing right here, this is crazy, bro. Like,
she's spot on. If you live in the US, you can probably relate, because so many of our friends, co-workers, or even family are struggling with mental health, where it seems to be more of a fad than anything else.
The reason people don't like the passport bros is because it exposes the ego that exists within a lot of American women. We have a literacy crisis in America. Actually, people who can't understand the things that they read. We have the privilege of having that crisis almost as a self-help crisis. Like, we did that to ourselves. There are countries where people are banned from going to school, where people have to fight to go to, where they have to have money to build school. They don't have no infrastructure for that shit. So when they go to school, they do it for the, it's not no funny shit. No, I guess no, it's their whole life. Any first generation knows the pressure of that exact mind frame. So when y'all are talking, saying they want these stupid women, they're not stupid. They're smarter than you, but they're culturally different, and that's what they're going for. But you saying that as if it's just xenophobia, because like, what do you mean? They're way smarter than you. Contextually, yeah, they are.
This is one of those myths that women who hate on passport bros spread, that these women overseas are dumb, uneducated, can't speak English, when in reality, a lot of these women are even smarter than the woman we have back in the US.
Greatly disappointed me since I've been living here is the amount of coonery that I've seen in Tokyo. And sorry to say, but it's mainly from black men from America. The way that I have to watch y'all treat me and my fellow black sisters like shit, but treat the Japanese women all delicately like they're special flowers is insane. The amount of times that I've met black men from America who give people the N-word here is crazy. I recently went to a club and this black guy was asking me how my experience is here dating, and I was telling him, and then he was like, well, I'm in heaven here because, you know, they like fetishize us, so they be worshiping us and doing whatever the f want, so I'm in heaven. What? None? Or the black men that'll be talking to me, and then when we get done, they're like, I enjoyed the conversation, you're so cool, I love black women, I worship black women, I wish there was more in Tokyo, and then we'll go over to their Japanese girlfriend and then talk shit about us. When black American men get over here, the coonery be on 10. Y'all need to pipe down because they do not give a y'all.
So she's mad that these passport bros are choosing women who love them and fantasize about them instead of a woman who constantly complains, expects the world, and gives nothing in return.
So I saw a video about this passport bro guy on Instagram, right? Showing like a little vlog of him taking his girlfriend out on a date. He started off the video by taking out like $80. He was showing how he's spoiling his girlfriend, right? Like he got her like a lash service and like nails. And then he said, oh, I'm gonna test her after I did all this for her, to taking her on a date to 7-Eleven. She's like, oh, I love it. You do so much already for me. And inside the 7-Eleven was like actually like a restaurant, like a club inside. And it was like a cute little club. My thing is, I commented this on my video. I'm like, and also he spent $80 on a date, like $80. Like, come on. And I commented, oh, I get all this from men in the US and Miami. Like, you guys are just broke and don't date beneath your means in the United States, so you guys go to other countries to be able to afford the women that you want to date instead of working hard to afford the women you want to date in the United States, right?
Do you see how these women in the West just cannot stand if a passport bro is having a good time? It has nothing to do with money. That's what they're not understanding. It has very little to do with money, more with having a real connection with a woman who genuinely will care for you.
As you guys can expect, so many men got mad at me. Are we surprised that they got so emotional? My point is, and you're never going to change my mind about this, currency for women is looks and beauty, and currency for men is regular currency, like money. The society that men built for us, doesn't matter if a woman doesn't have any money, but if she's pretty, she's gonna be able to get ahead in life, right? But if a man is ugly and he works hard and he has money, he's gonna be able to get ahead in life, like finding a wife. So instead of this man working harder to afford the woman that he wants to have in the United States, he cheapened out. He went the cheap route and then went to another country to find a girlfriend, which is totally fine for him, right?
This is a myth that women love to talk about when it comes to passport bros, saying that they're broke. When in reality, do these women not know how expensive it is to fly overseas and then get a hotel or Airbnb and then stay there for a few weeks to find somebody? It is not cheap. And with that being said, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as to why women in the West, especially in the US, are going insane because men are becoming passport bros and finding love overseas. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.